Oh. Oh. Hello, Brian. AJ, Grimy, Frank the Tank. What's new? What's up in Canada? What's the weather like? We got a cool morning a couple 3 days ago. Woke up, walked the bean to school. It was 63. We about froze to death, dude. We about froze to death. Sam, talk to me. What's happening? What's happening? AJ, tell me a good story. Tell me something good, bro. Scott York, talk to me. The evenings are pleasantly cool. It was 37 at the launch Sunday. Bro, that's cold. I noticed some of our Minnesota compadre, Hella Rich, his videos he's been posting. He's had some layers on. Not no t-shirt and shorts. Doesn't look like. Looks like that weather is behind the northern folk. Yeah, it only lasted one day here, Scott. We got one cool morning and then one crisp 63-degree morning with little to no humidity, and it was very pleasant. Trying to find some swim baits. Personal stock? Or are you trying to find like a maybe a mold? Back into the its this weekend. Swim baiting. Turns out the color you were using was discontinued. How about that? Don't you love that? I think I'd rather the color I'm throwing be discontinued because I think I like the hunt. They're out there. There's thousands of packs out there. You just got to hunt them down. But that, to me, that makes it, I don't know. The catch-22 of that is when I find something I like that's discontinued, I tend to just, if I find them, I don't throw them as much. Because I know they're hard to find, and I just like hoard them and don't even end up using them. The native gill, he said, was you were responsible for, AJ. I went through 3 this weekend, and I had to weld them back together with a torch and a butter knife. Sounds like you need to be ordering some Mendit, bro. Where's the Mendit at? AJ, do y'all have a local tackle store? Like a decent one? Like if you needed something like that? Wasn't planning on catching them on it. Funny how that works out. Never what you planned on. That's why in my later, like, it always blew my mind. How you'd hear guys like so confident that, like, I went and practiced last weekend and I jacked them on this stretch of bank on a spinnerbait. Like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start on that bank with a spinnerbait, and I'm gonna have 20 pounds by 7 o'clock. It's like, bro, you're not. Like, you have a like 0.0001 chance of that actually happening. Hello, Stearman. Everyone know about Charlie Kirk? I saw something that he got shot at, or not shot at. There were shots fired at one of his little rally things. What happened? Is he dead? Somebody off him? Shields, Bass Pro, and Cabela's. It's pretty weak. He was shot, most likely dead. Oh, wow. Huh. That's unfortunate. Seemed like a pretty smart dude. Shot in the neck. Ugh. That sounds wildly accurate. Like trained shooter. Somebody has been to the range. Did they catch the person who did it? Shot in the neck. Ugh. It's a bad place. I guess maybe they assumed that he had on a vest. So maybe we can get around that. I am going to the Classic. I'll be with Joshua, BBC. I'll be piggybacking on Josh. Apparently, Knoxville's legit. I've never been. According to the news, critical. Others say stable. I mean, beats dead. So there's a glimmer of hope there. 12 hours? I think you can make it, bro. Just go get on AJ's private jet and fly with him for the day. He'll fly you out. Bro's got connections. Go hop on Berkeley Air. My buddy is getting rid of a bunch of tackle, the one with the Stanley wedge blades. What do we need to do, Stearman? Are you cleaning them out or are you going to pass him on? What does this mean? What does this mean for the rest of us? Or is this good for you? Or is this good for all? Builder dude, have you gotten to the bottom of your little weight conundrum? Between the neck and the collarbone, so like right there. Why they want that guy gone? Don't have a weight issue yet. So that means you have reserves that are dwindling. If y'all want me to stay with y'all again, let's stay in the hood. Could not get enough of that place. I think that's I don't know if Josh has been shopping yet. Scott, the size he uses got discontinued, I believe. Maybe all of them. I don't know. Huh, that's kind of strange, isn't it, Bobby? That's kind of strange. It's happened before. The weights will be back. I'll tell you what, I don't know will be back. Is Bagley. So if you go to the Bagley website, everything is out of stock. And they didn't sell out. But everything on the website, all the crankbaits, are no longer in stock. Every color, every size of everything. So this might be, I don't think they're going bankrupt. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if Northland is going to eat them, like eat the brand and roll their products into Northland products and just sell like all the Bagley designs as Northland designs and change all the packaging. And I really don't know what's going to happen. But Stearman, one of those little nuggets that you hold near and dear to your heart. The 3/16 weights were for 3 months. I find that strange that Bass Pro Shops can't keep lead in stock. Into the flood again. You know what I've been listening to, Ryan? So the Bean, I've got a 6-disc CD changer in my truck. And we were going through those. Bean wanted to take them out and put them all in a different order. So the number one slot has always been Jimi Hendrix, The Ultimate Experience. So you turn the truck on, CD 1, track 1, All Along the Watchtower. Best song that's ever been recorded. Number 2 was Morning View, I think, but everything like 2 through 6 always I changed up. But I had the Black Keys El Camino in there, and that whole album is badass. I forgot how good it was. I listen to CDs. I like CDs. I like CDs. They used to be cheap. Like many moons ago, you could get on Amazon in the used CD department, and you could buy whatever CD you wanted for $5. Not anymore. Not anymore. But listening to the Black Keys reminded me, like, I'd forgotten a lot of those songs and how good they were. Like, there's a lot of popular songs on that album, like Gold on the Ceiling, and there's a couple more. But, like, Little Black Submarines is really good. I think it's Hell of a Season. Something like that. Rockin' Chevelle in the 08 Ram. Is it like the Kill Bill Ram? The Pussy Wagon? 500 CDs. I wish I still had mine. Mine got stolen out of my truck. Their vehicles made 20 years ago. If Northland was smart, they'd get a reputable builder with a duplicator and try remaking the OG bagels. I don't think they really care, Bobby. Obviously, nobody cares. Because you know why? The average guy they're trying to sell to doesn't care. They don't care. If they cared, we would have seen it by now. But they know they can just come out with something, call it something, and it's good enough. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Bobby, same dude. I had one of those giant Case Logics, like the 4 deep, and that thing was like, it was huge. Jeremy hadn't missed much. We're just hanging. We're just hanging. Man, I remember when Lucky Craft came out. I was glad to give them $24 for a damn Lucky Craft. And that thing was plastic. But they were so damn sexy. I couldn't. I was shit, dude. Take my money. Cairo, haven't heard from you in a while. Get you a little sleepy, a little nappy. Check back in. 4 hours. We'll probably still be up. Just kidding. They will. I feel like that's the. I feel like in the ABS stock world that Megabass has solidified themselves that their jerk baits and products are worth the, I guess, the $24.99 or whatever they charge. I'm surprised Megabass hasn't gone up actually, because I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't shop Megabass, but I feel like their 110s have been like $25 forever. The boxes, yeah. You mean the protein ones or the big square ones? That box. Man, those things. What a beautiful thing. I would love to have been a fly on the wall back in the early Lucky Craft days. They had heart. They had passion. Is there anyone putting mirror in their bait boxes? If so, they're doing it because of Lucky Craft. Probably. Probably so. Got your first Lucky Craft at Woods and Water in Tuscaloosa. Which one was it? What was your first Lucky Craft? I'll tell you what mine was. I'll show it to you. I still have it, and somehow have never lost it. Even got the gummy katsus on there. Dude, this was my favorite color lipless forever. LBR 7, D7. That was my first Lucky Craft. And it was so weird paying $24 for a lipless. Apparently these things are valuable still. I don't have the one knockers. I never had the one knockers. I just had the regular Excaliburs. Actually came in second in a tournament on Lay Lake on this bait in August. Pointer. I did get a pointer. I got a couple of pointers myself. Sammy was the only Lucky Craft. Sammy was a good one though. BDS2, that's a good one. It's a cube. Not that one. That's the real fancy one. I don't have. Is it? It was gray. I don't think I have any of those. If that's the one you're talking about, I think I recall that. Stearman, the the Fat CBSR. I watched, like, I've probably bid on 100 of those on eBay over the years, and I always got outbid by like 50 cents. Like, I would put my bid in and I would leave it and just let it run, and I would put down, like, because Simmons was blowing them out, and I remember going in Simmons and seeing on the bottom of the shelves there was just boxes and boxes of the Fat CBs, the medium running ones and the shallow running ones. They had tons of them, and I was thinking to myself, I know how many of these they have. I'll pay like $10 for them, and I always got outbid, and I never acquired a Fat CBSR, and I don't know why that bait. Like, in theory, that should have been like the perfect bait for me. I don't know why I don't have any. I don't need one. I was just always more curious how they ran. Jeremy, you saw that video he did where he was talking about selling his Lucky Craft stuff or all his bait. The dude has, like, I would give anything to go and dig through his garage. Have one with a $sign on it? Did you put the $sign on it, or did you get it secondhand and somebody put the $sign on it because it was their money bait? Is it rashed up? Look, send me a picture of that thing. It looks factory. I don't know what would have. I don't know. I'm not a Lucky Craft aficionado, just a fanboy, just a Lucky Craft fan, not a nerd. Dude, I used to love when you go to like a yard sale and you find some fishing tackle and there'd be some old dude's tackle box and you dig through it and there'd be like a deep little end with like a $sign on it. Like, oh yeah, it's money. 1.5 DD is the sauce. This is correct. I think I would probably say the 1.5 DD is the fish catchingest bait out of any of the Lucky Craft lineup. You know what bait I got into because I read somewhere on the dark web that they were good early in the year. And that is the flat CBSR. You may remember those. Cool ass bait. Very speed sensitive. I didn't love it. It wasn't my favorite. There we go. Horseshoe came through. He must be sitting on his tackle box. Let's see here. That does look wildly factory, strangely enough. I'll show it to the class. Oh, come on. There it is. Oh, why did it do that? See that dollar sign? There it is. Quit auto adjusting, damn thing. But yeah, it's just another one of those baits. I think I was intrigued by these because they were hard to get at the time. Yeah, there's a network members bait. Not with VMCs sharpened by Daiichi. This one's got Gamakatsus on it. Where's my lipless box so I don't lose this? Oh, hell, what's that? Where's my big one? You want to see the bait I had my best lipless day on in my life? Best lipless crankbait bite I have ever been on. Throwing it around reed heads. Baby bass. Stock hooks. Didn't matter. It was so badass. You'd throw it out there and you'd reel it beside those like reed head clumps, and you just go, and your line would just yo-yo and shoot off, and it'd be a 4-pounder. Oh man, was it good! Found it at a swap meet. Good choice. A new lip. It's interesting. I'm going to try this winter is the Tango. Tiny little Shad Rap style. I never could get into the Shad Raps. I always had number 5s, and I should have been throwing number 7s, and I would have probably liked them. But I don't know if I should tell this, but it's just us girls here. I don't know that I've ever caught a fish on a Shad Rap. True story. Best lipless day was the good old chrome and black. I think that was actually not my first rattle trap. My first rattle trap was that one. I threw the shit out of this, and I don't know that I ever caught anything on it. I mean, I caught fish on it, but not like I thought I would. I trolled Shad Raps for white bass. Don't see me worming a Shad Rap. No, I could never throw it was the biggest problem with the Shad Rap, which is why I should have thrown a 7, because I think you could probably get away with a little, you know, a bait caster of some sort. I could have definitely thrown a Shad Rap on my Zell Rolling Topwater Special All-Star. First rattle trap had a bill on it. Oh man, I remember those. Did anybody ever catch any fish on this? Was that thing any good, Stearman? No, I never got into the. I should have got a number 9 Shad Rap. I would have been able to chunk it. I'll show you one of the coolest traps ever made. This is one of my favorite colors. My favorite colors rattle trap ever made. It's kind of morning dawn before morning dawn was a thing. And to tell you how old this is, some of you will know. Somebody out there is going to feel something when you see the color of this knot still left on my bait. What a sexy ass color, dude. Tell me that's not badass. So, I don't know how they did this, honestly. I guess it's holographic blue. Cajun red. That is Cajun red. And I don't know if any of y'all, everybody here, I'm sure, tried this. But if you tried the Cajun red, it was coily. But holy shit, was it tough. You couldn't break it. The other cool thing about the red zone is they had the I don't know what these hooks were, but they were the tournament grade looking nano coated wire, like 25 years before that shit ever hit the market. So these are like a flat gray colored hook. They're super cool. They're dull as shit, but they look awesome. My other favorite color rattle trap that I've never caught a fish on. It's coming though. I've caught fish on it, but I haven't had a day on it. But I've been watching these golf videos, and apparently it's popular in the golf world to say, "Let's have a day." I think it needs to. I think that needs to spill over into the fishing world. You ever see two dudes walk down to the boat dock and hop in their boat and be like, "Let's have a day, bro"? Like, let's get them. You shouldn't show the red zone. Is it? I can see that being. That's why. I think that's why I had it, because early in the year I would think that would be a badass bait. when it's cold and shallow. No, so I think it's a new thing. I think it's a new thing. Like all these young kids in these golf videos say, "Let's have a day." A lot. I hear that a lot in these new golfer videos. Let's have a day. Let's have a day out there, Burns. What did Builder Dude say when he was enthusiastic about shooting low? Nothing. You just go out there and smash. I got Eric's baits yesterday, Builder Dude. What are we betting money on? What are we betting money on, Builder Dude? I'm lost. You coming out of retirement, Builder Dude? Golf retirement? Kyle, tell me more about the red zone. That's what. How much money you want to bet is what you would say on the course when you were train robbing people at the first tee box. Yeah, I thought he was challenging me. I was like, hey, play golf, bro. I did pick up a club and swing it around because we got a rubber mat in the back. And it's like, let's see how stiff I am. And I took a couple practice swings on that kind of squishy mat back there. I definitely would have to do some weeks of yoga or something to stretch out the old golf mechanics, because it kind of hurt, honestly. Like the backswing didn't hurt. It was like the follow through that kind of like, eh. Wait until you're 50. Oh, it's got to feel 50, bro. I feel 50. I don't even know what that feels like, but I feel like it. Casting, that's another thing. I feel like I could cast indefinitely. Golf, mm-mm. No, I feel stuff doing weird stuff that it's not supposed to in my shoulders and back. Yeah, so before I ever go play golf or hit a golf ball, I definitely had to get limbered up. You don't think about that when you're like 23. Fish the red zone between the end of January and mid-February. That sounds appropriate. Clay, talk to me. New knee in 2 weeks. Damn, bro. How long is that recovery going to be? How long is that going to take to get you back walking? Scott, does that mean you're going to be Bill Dance cheering it in the rig out there on the lake? Cranking your hogs in the chair? 12 weeks. Shit, that sucks. New knee. Hopefully that goes good. Because that would be a royal pain in the dick. Go through all that shit, and then your knee's worse off than it was before. Oh yeah, does he? Did they? He's DEAD builder dude. "46 minutes ago, he was reportedly receiving blood." Listed my taxidermy collection on Marketplace and sold it same day for what I was asking. What is your taxidermy collection? Of what? Animals? According to the news. Huh. Facebook's too slow. Come on, Facebook, you're better than that. According to reports, Charlie Kirk has died after being shot in the neck. Wow. That's sad. That is sad. I don't understand how this keeps happening. Fish. I had 13 fish, mostly largemouth. Did you catch them all? Oh, ugh. Video and getting shot was bad. Just bought them at yard sales and such and decided I need to unload them. Yeah, I like the old taxidermy mounts. I did the same. I've got one right up above me. It's pretty sweet. I've got a widgeon over here. I have a big striper over here. What else? I got a little bluegill over there that needs some sprucing up. I need to clean it up. It's pretty nasty. Sold all 13. Clay, the good thing about where you're at is I'm sure somebody bought those to put in like a bar or a man cave or something that's like cool. Like here, they wouldn't sell for 2 years. Somebody offer you $150 for them. Sold 12 for $2K at maybe 400. That was a good move. Like I said, people out there have money and they have businesses and like rooms like they want to decorate and shit like that, and they'll like spend on stuff like that for a for a vibe. Around here ain't nobody dropping 2K for a vibe. They'll just take a shortcut. But some are better than others. Like this one, I really like. The back tail's all dicked up, but I like the paint job on it. It's not, the guy didn't go like too hardcore on the like lateral line. It's very faint. It's a good looking mount. What was the biggest weight, Clay? What was the biggest weight? All right, I got those. Builder Dude, did you send Kyle's baits? Are those here? Do I have those? Kyle's replacements? 30 inches. What do you think the biggest one was? The walleye mount's pretty cool. I definitely need to find me a walleye. I'm not going to find one in Alabama. I don't know how I'm going to acquire a walleye mount. Mormon. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know how these snipers keep showing up. Nobody really paying attention. Should be there tomorrow. All right. All right, that's what I was thinking it was going to be in this box, and I looked and I didn't see it, but I wasn't for certain. The one I'm keeping is supposed to be a 36-pound lake trout. It's pretty sweet. I know I've told this story before, Clay, but I've got a I don't know how big this thing is. We'll see how long it is. All right, so it's like a 38-inch. It might be longer than that, but it's around 40-inch striper. And I don't know how much it weighs, but it's damn near 40 inches long. And across from the top to the belly is like 13 inches. So this thing's pretty massive. And I was at this flea market, and I walked up and I saw the fish like sitting on this table, and I walked up to it and I was like, definitely want that. And I asked the old timer who was selling it, I said, how much you want for the fish? And he looked at me and said, what fish? I said, what do you mean, what fish? The damn 50-pound stripe sitting over there, the only fish out here, bro. And he's like, oh, that thing? He's like, that was my damn daughter's piece of shit ex-husband's. He said, give me $20 to get that son of a bitch out of here. He said, I don't ever want to see that thing again. I said, okay. So I gave him $20 for it. You might be able to see it. Let's see. There it is. Thing's huge. There's my bass. Girth Brooks. I know where some Hellcats are, Bobby. I know a guy who has them. So there was a gentleman that was a customer of mine for a time who lived up in New Jersey, and he bought a lot of Burnses, and he bought them pre-camper. He bought them when I was selling them in 4-packs or 3-packs, and I think he's got. So some guy messaged me on Facebook and was like, "Can you tell me about these?" And it was a whole bunch of Tacklecraft baits, and I was like, "Sure." And so I kind of explained. It was he had some of the Junebug 1.5s that me and Eric did. He had a Christmas tree, Little Debbie. He had some of the like novelty kind of stuff. But then he had the Burnses, and I was like, "What are you going to do with those?" He's like, "I don't know, sell them." He's like, "I got a little tackle store up here." He's like, "It's in like a." I think he rents like a cube in an antique mall, and he's like got it set up as a tackle store. And he's like, "I sell this shit in that stuff." But he had to buy. The dude sold him everything. So not just the stuff he had bought from me, the stuff, all of his fishing tackle. Apparently the guy had a bunch of kids and was just like, didn't have time to go fishing, didn't have time to do shit. Was like, screw it. Like, I'll sell you this stuff, but you have to buy all of it. And he like, it's like Planos and Planos and Planos and Planos. It's lots of stuff. And I hadn't messaged him back because I was like, "What do you just tell me what you want for those Burnsies?" And he said he had 2 of the no, he had 4 of the Coleman Crawl DT6s, and he's like, "Do you want these?" And I was like, "That's pretty good color, dude." I was like, "I mean, I can buy those and paint those for myself." I was like, "But if they were like, cheap enough, I would certainly buy those because they're worth having to fish." And he's like, "I'm gonna keep those." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine, whatever." And but he had a let's see what colors they are. So he's got he's got 1, 2, 3. These might be like the 3/4 Hellcat, like the one under the size 1. Because they look kind of small. But he's got 1, 2, 3 of the light bulb color, and then there's 2 Plemons, there's 2 bluegill, and there's 2 of the chartreuse with the blaze neon red orange with the orange dot on the side, and then there's like a that Megabass color, the matte shad, flat shad, whatever. There's one of those. That's a lot. So it's 10 baits, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think it's all of them. Make sure. Yeah. He had a bunch of. I wouldn't say he had a bunch, but he said he had some of Ira's stuff. He had like a couple of the Ira's B3 shape size one. Actually, he had a lot of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He had like 8 or 9 IRAs. Dude had some good stuff. Yeah, it was very those are very early. Not very early. That wasn't I think I painted those here. I didn't paint those in Austin. So the really old ones are the ones I painted in Austin. Daiwa Peanut 2s. Yeah, I don't know what's been happening to Ira. I haven't heard anything out of Ira in a while. I don't know that he sold a bait in a year. Anybody keep tabs on Ira? Ira retired from bait building. I feel like he's done this before. Or did he retire from school? Because I know he's a teacher. Which one did he retire from? You did, Builder Dude. You did. Very long time ago. What happened to the dude from Jersey? He just got out of fishing. Had a bunch of kids. Life got busy. Didn't get to use his badass gear and said, screw it. This dude can have it. Let's see. Let's see some Builder Dude stuff from way back when. Yeah, there's those were the baits this dude had were in a 4-pack from 2021. And they were all matte finished. So those were from here. You can't see it. But those were sweet. Let's go back farther, shall we? 2021, I was in Mobile. We need to go back 2018-ish. Let's see. Man, those were sexy. Who are those from? I don't remember who I did those for, but damn it. Those might have been for Keith. 2020, I was here. All right, Bobby, take it easy. That's what I thought, Burns. I feel like Ira's retired from bait building pretty regularly. I know he had a flood and his shop got flooded. 2019. Damn, those were sexy. Wish I could show you all these. Hot chocolate, Hellcats. Oh, there they are. Yeah. So this was 2019. There was a simple crawl, SH4, and like this methylate. There you go. Methylate. There you go. So 2019. Let's see if it goes back farther. There is some I remember. Yeah. I did these. The transparent that was a haul special, and we did these, the transparent bluegills. That was a drop. Haul special. That was in June of 2019. Yeah, there's another one. The splatterback bull brim. Let's see how far. Here we go. May 1st. This might have been the first drop. That was May 1st, 2019. Paul Mueller said, looks like Cliff Pace's work. Get the fuck out of here. It says, my post said it's about time for another balsa restock, so it must not have been. Oh, here we go. There's one. That's February 2019. Builder dude. So it looks like early 2019 was when all this started, I believe. According, because I'm seeing lots of Bagleys and RC 1.5s before this. No, that's when I had to paint 1.5s and things of that nature. Pre-Burnsy. That's when I painted Jordan his baits. Yeah, no build. That's when I was painting for Bama Bass. So there was like a looks like store-bought pressed lips in those baits. Could have been, Burnsy. You tell me. I don't know. It could have been. I don't ask questions. Were you using store-bought pressed lips back then? They worked great. I don't know. This is a sexy ass bait. It was so sexy that 6 Cents decided that they liked the way this crawl pattern looked so good, they'd just steal it. That's right. You might see that on some of their designs. They just ripped it straight off of my Instagram page. There you go, Casey. Flattering, I guess. flattering, I guess. It's hard to think that like that wasn't that long ago in 6th Sense. Like Casey was still running the social media and like commenting and stuff, and like they weren't that big. They weren't that big, but they sure as hell are now. "2018 was a long time ago, but 2018 felt like it was yesterday to me." Yeah, for real, like it does. Same for me. Your last fishing trip was 2018. Builder dude, are you blaming me on that? Am I catching heat for that? So is Milliken out of the elites? I don't know. Ask Clay. Clay. Did Milliken like it? Where's that picture? Probably. Man, where's all these people go? It's so weird. Like you see all these people that used to like, I wouldn't say follow you, but they would like interact with you and like they were like present on social media, and then they just disappear. Where do they go? Do they like other stuff? Do they change teams and go like do they go comment on other people's stuff? What do they do? What do these people do? Who is Tackle Tweaker? Oh, Jared Evans. Yeah, Ben Milliken liked it. Thanks, Ben. I talked to Ben in that time frame. He posted some video in his garage back when he lived in Nebraska, and I said, and this is when he was getting pretty sixth heavy, and I said, let me get that WEC E1 off your wall, since you're like plastic guy now. And he was like, what was the bait that he said? The movement will catch more fish. Let's see. Let's see if I can find the quote. Let's see if I can quote Ben. Ben Milliken. All right. He did call Bass a joke of an organization in 2018. That means a lot coming from you. I've actually been a huge admirer of your work for a long time. I'd love to get down there. Austin sounds like a really cool city. Hey man, never been there, but I'd like to sometime. Actually, supposed to be in the Lake Fork area. Where is it? No, here it is. I said, how many 6th Sense baits do you want for that WEC E1? And he said, the movement outfishes it day in and day out. And I said, so that means you'll get rid of it? No response. No response. Ben blocked you 14 years ago on YouTube and you never forgave him. What did you do, Clay? Tell us what you did to deserve to get blocked on the tube. Four cranks in Kyle's box for me. All right. Chartreuse blue and a citrus shed. That's easy enough. Are you gearing up to go with Darius, Builder Dude? That sounds Kentucky Lake-ish. Yeah. Ben, let me give you 50 movements. What is the movements, is it like the Hybrid Hunter one? Or is it the Wake? Or is it the wormy looking one? Where is that one? I can just look it up on my phone. $0.06. Man, that was such a fun time. It really was. Oh yeah, that's the movement is the one that's copied off the little worm. Do they still make that? Lipless, deep, medium, shallow cranks. Man, it really. I feel like there was so much going on in the fishing industry, and there was a crazy energy about it. Like you had 6 Cents blowing up, but it was still like small. You know what I mean? Like where it was accessible. Like you could talk to Casey, you could talk to Ben. Like everybody was like coming up. I was working with Bama Bass, big YouTuber. Like he was blowing up bigger. The Guggen Squad was blowing up. It was a lot of cool shit going on in the fishing world. No, then it tanked. So there's the 80X and the Movement L7. The L7 is the one I don't know about. I have one, but I've never thrown it. Maybe I need to throw the L7. I wonder which one he was talking about. Ooh, Builder Dude, you were too kind. He said something sarcastic, and I said something like, no problem, you still have time to take it down and redo it correctly. Said, see you later, Clay. Then they got the Academy deal in case he stopped talking to the small companies. Yeah, pretty much. I think that was when I think, yeah, I mean, it was the point where they outgrew the little shop. Like once he moved out of the little shop, I think that's when things definitely changed and it got like juiced. When 16 started, I figured it was another Guggen thing. No, I mean, no, I didn't. I just thought it was, because I'd followed 6 Cents the whole time. I was obviously a fan of his paintwork. Everybody was. I knew it was bigger than Guggen. It wasn't like a flash in the pan like money grab. Like it was rooted in something. But it was cool. It was definitely cool. Especially I feel like that probably hurt custom painting more than it helped, because once Casey made it, every Tom, Dick, and Harry trunk slammer bait painter thought that they were going to be striking. And I think that's the negative you saw from 6 Cents blowing up, is everybody thought they could do it. Like they're going to follow in Casey's footsteps and be the next 6 Cents. No, you're not. You're not. You didn't know about him until they hit big, man. I feel like a Casey had blown up pretty big in the custom world before they ever got big. But I mean, big to me, and I guess he wasn't that big. He was big to me because he was in the painting world, I guess. But to the rest of the industry, he wasn't as well known. What's winning at Gville? Good question. It's going to have to be a moving bait, I'm assuming, because they can't throw an A-rig. Maybe a jerk bait might play a little bit. Probably chatterpiece. Lipless for sure. Uh-oh. We got kids at gymnastics today. What the heck? Beans getting in the... No way. Beans a flyer already on day one? She's flying on top of the pyramid? Oh, that's not Bean. Oh, she's just holding the other girl's legs. Well, I was like, how'd they put her on top? Everybody thinks there's a pile of money in fishing lures. I've seen it. 23 years of building crankbaits. No. Well, I mean, I have the hardest time with it. I'm the poster boy for this flaw, and it is the name of the game is not how good you can paint. It has nothing to do with it. You can be okay. But I still struggle with that. Like that's my biggest Achilles heel. Some people hit it big. Yeah, some people got it figured out. Like that's the part that boggles my mind. Is like the guys like that just have a natural knack for like scaling a business, or like just like going from zero to, like Casey, like going from zero to Walmart. You know what I mean? Like that dude had the vision for that. Like he was a good painter. He was an okay painter. Like he was good for his time, but like his business sense was unmatched. Were his baits good prior to 6 Cents? There weren't any baits. They were all just paint. That's all he did was just paint. He didn't have any baits. He had the crush. His first bait was the crush. And it's a good story of like the ups and downs of business, because he was set to release. I need to get him to tell the story, not me. But he got his bait, the Crush 50. He had that bait molded, and he was going to paint the first run. So I guess it was cheaper for him to have that first run of baits made, and he was just going to paint them. So somebody recommended this manufacturer to build them for him. He had them built. They sent them to him, and he painted them, I guess. And they started breaking, or they started taking on water. They sank. Like maybe the lips were breaking off of them. Like there was some like catastrophic issue with all these baits, and dude had like 3,000 baits, or 5,000 or whatever the minimum was, and they were all trash, or they didn't swim right. Like the sections were like not straight, and they wouldn't wobble, or there was a huge issue with it. He got screwed. Like that was all his money, or whoever's money. Like he had money to have that mold made and to have those baits, and it wiped him out. And then he had to build up however much longer it took for him to make that money back and then do it again. But the second, like had he had that bait the first time, he said it would have blown up, because it was the year that the Bassmaster Classic was on the what was it? Was it the one at the Louisiana Delta that KVD won the in Catawachi? Or was before that? There was something that happened that sparked a square bill thing, and it might have been that tournament. And his bait was set to release like around that time, like perfectly, and they were all trash. Was he painting at the same time as Tim Hughes? Yeah, same era. They were a little maybe before him, but he was definitely in that class, that year class. I'm trying to think who all was dabbling. You had Dale. I don't know if Dale was. I feel like Dale was kind of coming out in that time. You had Jimmy Etter. He was painting. You had Casey. You had Bill Barton. You had Dwayne Beatty. You had who else? John Pryor. Like you had a lot of dudes. Not a lot. That was the beauty of that era, is that to me was like the Bob Cobb era of Bassmasters. That was the Bob Cobb era of custom painted baits, because there wasn't a million people doing it. There was a handful, and they were all badass. Now it's a bunch of dipshits, but back then, like you had to have your shit together. And yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. That's when shit, like, dude, that's how Casey did so well, is because when your baits all sell for $100 or like $60, you can do good. You know what I mean? Like all you had to do was put that shit on eBay, and people would like lose their shit over it, and just like every bait sold for $50. It really didn't matter what it was. And Casey was better than everybody else at marketing his baits, because he would take the picture of the fish and put the bait that he mimicked the paint job over, and he would put the bait by the picture of the fish or the shad or whatever. And dude. It still works. That's the crazy thing about it. Like if I take a picture of a bait like that you match and you put the picture of the fish that you match, people still love that. But I feel like Casey was the first one to like exploit that and put that out there. That was his thing. And it worked. Boy, did it work. I used to charge by the inch, and then I started getting screwed when people started making, because back when I charged by the inch, everything was 6 inches or bigger. So you did fine, right? Every paint job was $40 at least. So it worked. Then all these dick grabbers start making all these micro crankbaits and calling them swim baits. And they're like, dude's like, hey, will you paint my swim bait? I'm like, sure. What is it? And they sends me a picture of it, and it's like a broken back Rapala that he's calling a swim bait. I'm like, this, like, the thing's 2 inches long, dude. Like, I'm not charged. Like, no, I'm not painting that. So that's when the by the inch thing really had to change, because nothing was over 6 inches anymore. There you'd see more stuff that was short than big. Swim baits only, bro. Oh man. They had a guy out of Lafayette, Overcast Lure. What happened to him? Yeah, there was a couple fringe painters that were really good. There was one guy that was, I heard, was real flaky, but he was excellent. Burks Customs or something. He was out west. He would he had a really cool style. He would take feathers and like stick them to the side of the bait where the fins were supposed to be on the side. And that was like his signature thing. I feel like back when I'm talking about, everybody had like a very signature style that you could pick out. Now everybody just buys the same stencils off of whatever website. Now all their shit looks the same. They don't get it. They do not get it. But Bill Barton, he's definitely responsible for the tipped scale look. That was his signature thing. Swim baits, there you go. But yeah, the swim bait world has definitely changed. Definitely changed. Like I said, back then everything was actual swim baits. Now it's like not even that. Sploarich. I don't. Who is that? Who is that, Bobby? Sploarich. There was a couple eBay people kind of post the era I'm talking about. One dude was Bass Snacks. He did really cool paint jobs. He did nice paint jobs. His bait sold for a lot. But I never knew who that person was. Like, they didn't have, I don't remember seeing them on like Tackle Underground or anything. Most everybody else kind of knew who people were. Spolarich. The swim bait world is trash. I don't do any kind of selling or trading or anything on any swim bait gears anymore. I can't get it retail. Don't worry about it. It's not a bad way to be, Jeremy. Mark Spolarich. Name's familiar. I'm so glad I dodged the swim bait world. I was on those S flats before most dipped back out. Dude, those S flats were good. They were real good. Like that's the thing. If anybody throws like shit on those things, like they're instantly put in the dumbass category. Because there's no way you can shit on that bait. They did. They blew up. I did. I never had one blow up, but I guess some people did. You know, there was control issues with the bodies. I guess for some, never had it happen personally, but they were good. Jeremy, I think it's just diluted, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so everybody got tired of painting and they realized there wasn't any money in painting. So they started building. So that now is what happened to the swim bait world because everybody wanting to paint trashed the painting world. Well, then everybody wanting to build has trashed the building world. So now you had, or years ago, you had everywhere you turn, like even painting here, there's probably, I don't know, there's probably at least 10 plus guys here that paint baits that all know a handful of people. And if somebody needs a crankbait painted, they're 1 degree away from somebody who paints crankbaits. Oh, my buddy from work paints them. Whereas 10 years ago, I'd be the only dude in the county that was like, you know, like you'd be the guy. Now everybody's neighbor does it. And it's the same with building now. Whereas you would have to seek out somebody to get like a garage built swim bait. Now you got guys, everybody builds them and just puts out all this shit in the world. And they're like, oh, this is my hand built bait. Or they buy some blank from Alibaba and they tell, you know, their buddy that it's custom and they go out there throwing that thing thinking it's like some cool shit. And yeah, it's just gotten, people fucked it up. I mean, that's all there is to it. Rick Bedford? I don't know him. You take the 10,000. Here's my problem, Jeremy, with swim bait info. It's my biggest issue with it. So, like, I like fishing crankbaits. So if I go and I say I'm just going to fish crankbaits, I catch a lot of fish on a crankbait. You get a lot of reps with a crankbait, like, you know what I mean? Like you can make a lot of casts with it. You can catch a lot of fish with it. You can see how your gear reacts to it. You can test all these variables on fish. With swim baiting, you don't get that luxury. You don't get that many bites. You don't get that many reps with a bait versus with a fish on it. So you got all these guys that are spewing whatever bullshit they think they know on a fraction of the fish catches than like a normal dude that fishes like conventional stuff. So whereas a conventional guy, he's got his knowledge base built on 1,000 fish. Well, a swim bait dude is an expert on 12 fish. I mean, like, not saying that, but there's lots of guys that are talk about, like they're like experts in like swim bait fishing, whereas in the grand scheme of it, you haven't caught that many fish compared to like, normal stuff, conventional stuff. I like it when the swimmer expert doesn't have a DD, PB, or better than he only fishes for giants. I catch a check on a large paddle tail swim bait this weekend. Something almost none of them have done. True. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird world. But y'all get what I'm saying about the like the number of fish like to gain a knowledge base. Like they're making their opinions on, in the grand scheme, very little numbers of fish caught compared to a guy that's forming his opinions on fishing a Texas rig worm. You know what I mean? Like that guy who's telling you how to fish a Texas rig worm, he's caught a shit ton of fish on it. Like the guy that's telling you how to fish a glide, he's probably not caught that many comparative to like other stuff. And that's the other thing that I think is like really puts people off is you got a lot of guys that just say, keep throwing it, bro. And you have these people that just like listen to this and they'll take a bait out there because it's like, a hyped up bait, or it's like some shit that's like hard to get, and they throw it to a fault, to the point where like, oh, I know I'm going to get one on this thing. And they just go out there day in and day out and they throw this one bait and they just keep throwing it because people say, we'll just keep throwing it, bro. You'll get one. Dude, they're trying to get them to catch one fish on a bait, not a 6-pounder, because that doesn't guarantee anything, or not a 8-pounder. They're just trying to get the guy to keep throwing this bait to get bit. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, like, just do something else. I mean, I feel like you can tell pretty quick when a glide bite's happening. Not even a bite, when you can just tell like it's something of interest. Hey, you see what I'm saying, Jeremy? Like the knowledge base that you could have formed from fishing a Texas rig worm, if you added up to fish catches, it would take you a decade longer to get the same amount of catches on a swim bait. Whatever. Who's coming to the classic? Who's coming to the classic? You're hungry after class. I don't have any thoughts. I go to the lake with the intentions of throwing a swim bait all day, so I know. I mean, I feel like it's like that with anything. Like, you just got it in your head. It's the same thing with like throwing a frog or a buzzbait in the middle of the day. Like, you know, you're not going to get any bites. You just keep doing it. You get a big one. But those guys like trying to learn, like, you're not learning jack shit by making a cast. And maybe I'm talking about the guys that jump straight into swim baits and have no conventional knowledge prior to that. I got a green pumpkin jig before throwing swim baits for 30 days, no bites. I mean, it happens, bro. What are the dates? I don't know. I think it's in March. Let's see. Bassmaster Classic Knoxville 2026. March 13th through the 15th. It's presented by Under Armour. Fort Loudon and Tellico. Get the jet fueled up, AJ. Come visit us. We have our tournament Lake of the Ozarks in late March. Well, just drive down to Knoxville and fish your way back to Lake of the Ozarks. In an hour, I've went through 10 cranks looking for a hot crank. I'm pretty stubborn. I'll throw stuff longer than I should. But typically, if the way I am now, like, I just have it in my mind that I want to go throw something or I want to catch a fish on something, and I'll just throw it mindlessly with not really caring. Buy a swim bait, fish it for a month before fishing another one. I mean, that's kind of what you have to do, man. Then you know what I mean? Like, you got to know what that thing does, what its shortcomings are, what it's good at, what it's bad at. I don't know. I feel like you'd know that. I feel like you'd know that instantly. I want to go. Haven't made any plans. Come on, Clay. They got rid of a little bit of forward facing. You could at least show up with your support. Maybe they'll get rid of the Classic. Change baits too fast. Yeah, I've got my rotation of baits, and I typically don't change too much. Like, I'll pick up different rods and try different stuff, but I try and work my way through the column. If anyone has any Beast Coast Creep Pro Ghost, holler at AJ, and he will make your plug knocker dreams come true. All right, I'm out of here. I gotta go see the kids. They just got done with gymnastics. I gotta make them some nuggies. That'll be good. Good talking, everybody. Adios.